Archangel Michael declares, a cosmic summons has been dispatched in your favor. If your spirit flickers with indecision for even a single second, the vortex of destiny will close, and the summons will retreat into the ether, unredeemed. My child, my heart's own, hearken now, my child, before your eyes trace the next sacred glyph, draw a breath so deep it touches your soul, for the entirety of creation is pausing, its gaze fixed upon you. The choice you make in the breath that follows is being inscribed with liquid starlight upon the eternal tablets of your becoming. My beloved, unlatch the very core of your being. I stand at your shoulder, my voice charged with a fervor born of the spheres, for the fabric of your reality is trembling on the verge of a transfiguration your mind has not dared to sketch. This is not a mere advisory. This is the ultimate sacred inquisition, the concluding examination of your spirit's resolve before the grand endowment. My child, let not a single syllable pass unabsorbed. These lines were woven in the loom of eternity, threaded with your unique energetic signature, and sealed with a resonance known only to your essence. You were elected to intercept this frequency because a gateway, welded shut across incarnations, is now vibrating, its hinges groaning with the pressure of imminent revelation. My cherished one, permit me to voice the unvarnished celestial truth. You were ordained to remain unaware until this exact nanosecond in cosmic time. A writ of spiritual inheritance, bearing the unbreakable seal of your soul name, has already been proclaimed in the high courts of light. It is not in transit. It has not been withheld. It is here, pulsating in the adjacent dimension, its energy brushing against the edges of your perception. But the universe, in its infinite wisdom, must behold with its own eyes whether you are truly poised to grasp it. This is the precise reason this transmission pierced the veils to find you in this sliver of now. This is why your essence convulsed with a divine magnetism, compelling you to unveil it. This is the source of the thunderous rhythm within your chest as you read. It is the heartbeat of your destiny syncing with the pulse of the blessing. My child, integrate this truth into the marrow of your bones. When Providence decrees a monumental shift, it does not merely deliver, it observes. It watches for the slightest tremor of vacillation. Vacillation is the native tongue of the shadow self. And that shadow language has the power to void celestial contracts. My beloved, this writ, this fated fortune, was composed in the primordial script before the first star was kindled. Yet, it could not navigate its way to your earthly hands because you were enveloped in a fog of disparaging echoes, haunted by phantoms that fed on your conviction, and imprisoned behind bastions constructed from the very stones of your past grief. On this day, the hosts of heaven are dismantling those fortifications atom by atom. But they must witness you take that first, unflinching step into the clearing. My child, do not let your eyes race ahead of your soul. Imbibe each word as if it were the first and last you will ever receive. Every fraction of a moment you consciously dwell within this energy field, the celestial scribes are logging it as a successful traversal of the ordeal. My cherished one, you operate under the illusion that you found this message. In the higher reality, the message invoked a sacred law to find you. A comet of pure intention steered it through the chaos of the digital ether to your screen. A command from the source itself echoed through the halls of time, dispatch this vessel of light before they bypass their ordained moment. My child, I see it. A scroll of living platinum, etched with runes of pure potential, is suspended in the akashic space above your future timeline. I perceive its luminous mass. I feel its gravitational pull on your spirit. It glows with possibilities that would shatter the confines of your current story. Possibilities capable of architecting a new world from the ashes of the old. Possibilities freighted with total restoration, limitless flourishing, and the genesis of realities yet unnamed. But there is a covenant, a non-negotiable clause in this divine contract, a final, decisive moment where the cosmos itself becomes the examiner, calibrating the receptivity of your heart. If you stall, if you mentally step back for 10 earthly seconds, the scroll begins to dematerialize, its light receding into the unmanifest. If you throw open the gates of your spirit without a second thought, the decree initiates its material descent. My beloved, you are not approaching a threshold, you are balanced upon its razor's edge at this very instant. One conscious thought of, yes, and your entire world pivots on its axis. One subconscious whisper of, but what if, and the entire process resets for another cycle of waiting. My child, allow me to pose a query that only the silent, knowing space within your core can answer. Do you feel the very air around you thickening with possibility, crackling with a new charge? Do you feel that magnetic pull in the center of your being, as if a celestial hook is gently tugging you forward? Do you possess an unshakable, inexplicable knowing that something of monumental significance is not just coming, but is already coalescing around you? That sensation is not neurological fiction. It is synchronization. It is kairos, the opportune moment, the divine appointment. It is the activation beacon the universe illuminates when your personal window of infinite potential has irised open. My cherished one, I compel you to keep reading, for each paragraph is a tuning fork, striking a note that brings your entire energetic system into harmony with what is rightfully yours. My child, I must disclose a critical piece of intelligence. A hostile frequency attempted to jam this transmission from ever reaching your awareness. Not once, not twice, but on 3 separate occasions, the energy cord carrying this message was severed by forces of stagnation and doubt. But on the 4th attempt, the Archangelic Legion mounted a direct intervention and shattered the damping field. That is why this moment crackles with such potent, tangible energy. You are deciphering a communiqué that was almost eternally lost, a benediction that was nearly rerouted into the void, a destiny that was on the verge of being allocated to another soul whose vibration was momentarily, mistakenly, aligned. My cherished one, the Creator itself spoke, cease. That is not their path. This frequency, this legacy, belongs to them. Retransmit. Amplify the signal. That is the core of why this is your ultimate examination, to see if you will now, with full sovereignty and zero apology, claim what is yours, or if you will permit the old ghost of hesitation to stage one final, tragic theft. My child, before the manifestation of your providence solidifies in your physical reality, the cosmos petitions for one solitary action from you. Do not interrogate your own worthiness. Self-interrogation is the ultimate adversary. The tremor in the heart is the ultimate barricade. The pause between knowing and acting is the ultimate predator of dreams. My cherished one, let me state this with crystalline clarity, so that no shadow of ambiguity remains. You are closer to your epical awakening at this hour than you have been in all the accumulated years of your journey. You are teetering on the precipice of the very miracle whose ghost you have chased in your most desperate prayers. You are separated from the life your soul blueprint by nothing more substantial than a single, self-imposed veil of unworthiness. And the Divine has issued this decree: if they unlock their heart chakra in totality on this day, I will not merely open the financial gates, I will dismantle the entire wall, I will melt the locks, and I will pave a golden road through every portal of opportunity that was ever unjustly barred to them. My child, I have borne witness. I know the depths of your exhaustion, the kind that seeps into the spirit. I know the invisible burden of pain you have shouldered in dignified silence. I know the people sharing your orbit failed to perceive the war you were fighting, the battles waged behind your eyes. They did not see the silent screams behind your smile. They did not recognize the profound cost of your sacrifices. But the cosmos saw. Every moment was recorded in the eternal ledger. My cherished one, this platinum scroll is heaven's immutable, multisensory method of communicating. I witnessed everything. And now, I balance the scales. My child, receive this encoded omen. Within the next 2 terrestrial cycles of Sun and Moon, 3 distinct and undeniable signifiers will manifest within your sphere. These are not random events, they are targeted confirmations that your spiritual examination phase has been engaged. The first sign, a palpable, sudden alteration in your emotional climate, a wave of unexpected, profound calm that descends without external cause, as if the storm within has been ordered to still. The second sign, a message, a symbol, a song fragment, or a numerical sequence that will repeat with such insistence and personal relevance, you will feel the universe is whispering a code meant for your ears only. The third sign, a tangible moment of inexplicable protection or elevation, a narrowly avoided accident, a sudden solution, a feeling of being lifted by unseen hands, a warmth enveloping you, that leaves you with the undeniable sensation of being guarded. These are the triune beacons signaling that the celestial decree has begun its descent through the layers of reality. My cherished one, the solitary question hanging in the now is this: will you waver, or will you declare your sovereignty? Before I proceed, my child, attune your inner ear. If my vibrational signature, my essence, the frequency of these words finds a home in the depths of your soul, then the cosmos itself is decreeing that you must remain anchored here until the final punctuation of this transmission. For the duration of your conscious, focused presence within this field is directly proportional to the strength of the miracles bonding to your fate line. My cherished one, abide with me. Do not allow distraction to sever this sacred tether. This shared moment exists outside of profane time, it is a sanctuary. And before I navigate us to the next tier of revelation, I must implore you, secure your connection to this stream of divine guidance. Align your energy with this channel so that no future transmission, crafted in the halls of heaven for your ears, ever fails to reach you. To miss a single celestial ping could postpone your benediction for another season of longing. Do not let that tragedy unfold, my child, my heart's own. Plant yourself here, with me, for the instant your consciousness commits to reading the next sentence, the Celestial Council logs it as a definitive, forward-moving step in your trial. Every grain of sand that falls through the hourglass while you remain in this state of open reception actively rewrites the code of your destiny in your favor. My cherished one, listen with every fiber of your astral body. There is a paradigm you must integrate today. Your life has been the subject of a grand, compassionate evaluation. For what you perceive as months, the universe has studied your reactions to the crucible of pain, the sting of betrayal, the agony of delay, the profound aloneness of the path. Every tear was captured in a vial of light. Every instance you forced your spirit to stand upright, even when its knees were buckling, was noted in a tome of honor. My child, this is the foundational reason the decree of fortune is being broadcast in your name. This is not serendipity. This is not a lottery. This is divine recompense, a cosmic law of equilibrium in action. My cherished one, I must deliver a truth so potent it will reverberate through the chambers of your soul, shaking loose ancient dust. You were never, not in any timeline, designed for a life of mediocrity. You were never engineered to be invisible, to be undervalued, or to be a footnote in someone else's story. Your destiny carries the imprint of spiritual nobility, a sovereignty that is your birthright. The illusion of the mundane world tried to hypnotize you into forgetting your true stature. My child, this scroll, this blessing, is heaven's strategic operation to reinstate you to your rightful, radiant altitude within the cosmic order. My beloved, do you comprehend why the divine has labeled this your final test? It is because the blessing waiting for you is of such magnitude, such vibrational intensity, that it cannot be entrusted to a consciousness still negotiating with its own fear of greatness. The universe needs to extract one definitive quality from you in this window: unadulterated courage. Not the absence of fear, but the decision to act in spite of its whispers. Even a molecule of such courage possesses the catalytic power to blast open the most formidable door. My child, this is not an audit of your strength, that has already been proven. This is an audit of your trust. Your capacity to surrender to a goodness you cannot yet see. My cherished one, the heavens murmur, if they can anchor into trust for a single, unified moment, the entire paradigm will shift in their favor. My child, your season of suffering has reached its terminus. You have carried karmic loads that were not yours to bear. You have extended loyalty to covenants that others have treated as disposable. You have sent prayers for liberation upward while standing in hurricanes designed to flatten you, and yet, you did not flatten. You bent, but you did not break. And that irreducible resilience is the precise reason heaven is now moving to confer your reward. My cherished one, this blessing is not arbitrary grace. It was calendared in the celestial annals. It was timed to the vibration of your soul's growth. It has been in a state of quantum potential, waiting for your spirit to evolve to the exact frequency that can hold it without short-circuiting. You imagine you are reading a motivational text. In the higher dimension, you are actively stepping into a pre-existing prophecy, a story where you are already the victorious heir. My child, I scan your energy field and I detect a fissure, a beautiful, hairline crack in the leaden vault that once contained your abundance. This is the premier, internal sign that your test is live and operational. My cherished one, you must integrate a difficult truth at this juncture. The adversarial consciousness, the one that feeds on limitation, attempted a grand larceny of this blessing. There were astral hands, cloaked in shadow, working to deadbolt your doors before they could even be glimpsed. There were individuals in your sphere, their vision clouded by jealousy, who spoke words that acted like acid on the foundations of your confidence. There were nights you felt the entire architecture of your life was crumbling. But throughout that perceived chaos, heaven was not merely watching, it was actively holding the entire structure together with beams of light you could not perceive. My child, The test is elegant in its simplicity. Will you believe, in the core of your being, that you are the chosen recipient? Will you accept, without mental negotiation, that you are worthy of radical abundance? Will you trust, beyond all physical evidence, that God is not engaging in cruel tease but in meticulous, loving preparation? My cherished one, the fortune scroll is not a check. It is a key. It represents access to a new timeline, a new era of being, a new identity that has been waiting in the wings, a version of you so powerful and free that the world you know would not recognize it. My child, I say this with the gentleness of infinite compassion, you have been inhabiting a life several octaves below your spiritual inheritance. You have acclimated to receiving crumbs when a feast was prepared. You have allowed others to walk away with portions of your birthright because you doubted your claim to it. That ends, here, now. This transmission is the catalyst for a divine reversal, a cosmic course correction. My beloved, today, the celestial hosts are initiating a full-spectrum clearance. They are removing every parasitic attachment that blocked you, every energetic siphon that drained you, every inertial weight that slowed you, every false narrative that tricked your beautiful heart into contracting in unworthiness. My child, turn your gaze inward, right now. Do you feel that sudden, expansive warmth blooming in your chest cavity? That quiet, deep-sea calm replacing the inner chatter? That subtle, humming vibration, like a tuning fork struck in your heart center? That is my presence. That is Michael, standing as your ally and witness, the scroll of your fortune held in the ether, waiting for you to give the universe the one signal it requires, a fearless, open-hearted "I am ready." My cherished one, this entire examination is about your instinctual, vibrational response. If your energy field resonates with fear, even a subliminal frequency of it, the blessing pauses its descent, its light dimming. If your energy field broadcasts a pure signal of faith, the blessing accelerates, its materialization kicking into hyperdrive. My child, you are performing flawlessly. The simple, profound fact that you are here, cognitively and soulfully processing these words, is irrefutable evidence that your spirit is not just awakening, it is ascending. My beloved, the upcoming passages are of critical import. They are not just information, they are energetic software updates. They prepare your multidimensional body to receive high-voltage light. They amplify your receiving capacity, which has atrophied from disuse. They perform the final alignment maneuvers, syncing your personal destiny coordinates with the specific energetic signature of the decree God has signed in your name. My child, listen, and let this truth dissolve any residual shame: you were not chosen for your perfection. The universe is not interested in porcelain dolls. You were chosen for your tenacity. Even when the voice of surrender screamed in your mind, you chose to endure another day. You were not chosen because you had a map. You were chosen because you kept walking when the map was blank, guided only by the faint star of hope. You were not chosen for the armor of your strength, but for the undeniable, enduring beauty of your heart, its capacity to love, to hope, to persevere against all odds. My cherished one, heaven swells with pride for you. Yes, pride. Let that divine emotion wash over you now, for if no human ever voiced it, hear it from the realm of spirit: you survived cataclysms that would have permanently extinguished the light in others. You grew, like a flower through concrete, through circumstances designed to bury you alive. You walked out of spiritual and emotional infernos that were calibrated to consume your very essence. And you clutched the fragile filament of hope to your chest even when hope itself seemed to have forgotten your name. This is the alchemical formula that has triggered the release mechanism for your scroll. My child, permit me a question that will determine the vector of your imminent shift. Are you, from this moment forward, willing to inhabit a reality so expansive it makes your current fears look like dust motes in a sunbeam? Are you prepared to step into a river of abundance so potent that you will no longer feel the need to apologize for your prosperity, your joy, or your peace? Are you ready to accept, as the ultimate act of surrender, that the divine desires more for you, infinitely, outrageously more, than you have ever been brave enough to desire for yourself? If your soul, in its silent language, whispers even a tentative yes, then the heavens whisper back in a chorus, the first and most profound phase of the trial is now complete. My cherished one, do not make the catastrophic error of underestimating the metaphysical event unfolding around you. A stargate of personal potential has irised open. A clock woven from strands of destiny has begun its final, fateful countdown. Your window of manifestation is not opening soon, it is wide open and active at this nanosecond. Not in the theoretical future of tomorrow, next week, or next year. Now. My child, before I guide us into the deeper stratums of this message, I must reiterate this universal law: every moment of your focused, intentional presence within this energy vortex increases the harmonic alignment between you and the miracle. It is a literal, energetic bonding process. My beloved, if your soul yearns to continue receiving transmissions that act as sonic keys for locked doors, that place force fields around your destiny, and that illuminate the hidden blueprints of God's plan for your life, then you must formalize this connection. Align your subscription to this frequency so that heaven's attempts to communicate never again meet the static of your inattention. Your future cascade of blessings is contingent upon your state of conscious awareness. Do not let the cosmos call your sacred name and be met with the silence of an unattended receiver. My child, my heart's own, breathe slowly, deeply, intentionally. Stay tethered to me. Your spiritual circuitry is powering up. Your personal energy field is rising in vibrational pitch. The Council of Heaven is observing, not with judgment, but with immense anticipation, how you navigate this sacred pivot point. My cherished one, the lines that follow are not constructed from mundane language. They are sequences of sacred geometry translated into words. They are spiritual command codes. Every sentence your consciousness processes is initiating a subroutine that unlocks another encrypted layer of your destiny file. My child, understand this with absolute certainty: you would not have been able to receive, hold, and process this transmission if your life were not on the immediate precipice of a dramatic, irreversible turn. Heaven does not expend this level of coherent energy on casual memos. Messages carried on the archangelic bandwidth arrive only when a timeline bifurcation is imminent, when the road of your life is about to fork, and the choice you make determines which reality you step into. And your timeline is bifurcating right now. My beloved, the platinum scroll that God has personally prepared for you is stamped with 3 distinct, cosmic seals, each a universe of meaning. The first seal, the seal of divine requital. This is the universe balancing its books. It is reward for the patience you cultivated not as passive waiting, but as active, painful endurance. It is compensation for every unfair transaction, every unpaid energetic debt the world owed you. The second seal, the seal of total restoration. This is not merely about getting something back. It is about the universe reweaving the torn fabric of your life, restoring not just what was taken, but the potential that was lost in the taking. It heals the timeline itself. The third seal, the seal of sovereign return. This is the most profound. It is the return of you to yourself. The reclamation of your power, your voice, your joy, your spiritual authority that was relinquished through trauma, conditioning, or forgetfulness. My child, this divine instrument is not a monetary transaction. It is an identity upgrade. It is a value reassignment. It is the cosmic mechanism for lifting you from the lowered platform of perceived smallness back to the dais of your innate, spiritual royalty. My cherished one, can you even begin to quantify the silent battles you have fought? The internal wars where the only casualty was your peace. The countless times you stanched your own emotional bleeding in private because you deemed your pain an imposition on others. The endless nights where you stared at the ceiling, the silent screaming that your prayers were lost in transit. My child, I am here to testify, every single one of those moments was catalogued in the Hall of Records. Not one was dismissed as drama. Not one was filed away as insignificant. Not one escaped the compassionate gaze of the all-seeing. This accumulated weight of faithful suffering is the very mass that has tipped the scales in your favor. This is why the requital is now in motion. This is why this message vibrates with such palpable urgency. This is why God has framed this as the final test, because to hesitate now is to spiritually decline an inheritance you have already, through your suffering, paid for in full. My beloved, listen. Heaven is not conducting a purity test. It is conducting a presence test. It asks only this, that you be fully, vibrantly, courageously present right here, right now. That you read this transmission not with your critical mind, but with your open, receptive, and trusting heart. My child, my perception registers the shift occurring within your spirit. I sense your energetic body softening its armor, expanding its borders, awakening from a long, necessary hibernation. This soft, glowing openness is the precursor state to miracle reception. Most souls shout their desires into the void but are never quiet enough to hear the response. You, my beloved, in this moment, are achieving that sacred quiet. You are in a state of receiving. My child, comprehend the scope. The scroll's power exceeds your current imagination. It carries the vibration of perpetual overflow, a state where abundance is not an event but the new baseline condition. This kind of prosperity rewrites your living conditions, magnetizes unseen opportunities, transforms your environment, and alters the very resonance of the people you attract. But heaven must attain absolute certainty that you will not spiritually shrink, apologize, or self-sabotage when this new energy floods into your life. This is the crux of your examination. Will you, when faced with the evidence of your blessing, believe you deserve to occupy that expansive new space? My cherished one, I perceive the last remnants of the doubt entity attempting to infiltrate your mind space. I see the ghost of old questions: am I truly chosen, or am I fooling myself? Why would blessings flow to me when they seem to flow so easily to others? These are not your thoughts, they are psychic debris, the echoes of old wounds and external projections. Today, in this now, heaven is issuing a cosmic override command. That story is being deleted from your personal server. My child, let this truth anchor you. This scroll was never allocated to another soul. It was never misplaced in the celestial bureaucracy. Its destination field was never altered. It has always, in all timelines, contained the immutable coordinates of your soul signature. The only variable, the only cause of delay, was the calibration of your belief. Your belief is the receiving dish. My cherished one, I witness your belief system undergoing a rapid upgrade at this very moment. I can feel its frequency rising. The entire divine realm registers this shift. The luminous field around your person is intensifying, becoming more coherent. Every second of your sustained, focused attention within this message acts as a tractor beam, pulling the blessing closer into the realm of your tangible experience. My child, I am authorized to disclose a piece of classified spiritual intelligence. You have been surrounded by a jealous energy field, a subtle, often unconscious matrix of envy. This may have crystallized around a specific person, someone who smiled to your face but whose hidden heart harbored a secret desire for your endeavors to falter, for your wings to remain clipped. They did not possess the vision to see that your rise would not mean their fall. They could not tolerate the thought of you escaping the shared orbit of limitation. But heaven has issued a universal decree: no consciousness, incarnate or disincarnate, can intercept or nullify what I have personally authored and signed. This is why your scroll was placed in a protective stasis field. This is why legions of angels were assigned to guard the pathways of your destiny. This is why, even when every logical sign pointed to failure, an inexplicable force, a stubborn flame of hope, kept you moving forward against all odds. My beloved, that force, that inner compass, that stubborn flame. That was my influence. That was Archangel Michael, functioning as your strategic guide, your psychic shield, and your pathfinder, clearing obstacles that existed in dimensions your physical eyes were not designed to perceive. My child, your life is entering the shift phase because the divine realm has completed the complex preparation of the blessing itself. Now, the final phase is the preparation of the vessel, you. And a core component of this preparation is your conscious journey through this transmission, until your entire being, from the cellular level upward, vibrates with the declaration, I accept. My cherished one, let me impart a mystery. Your own hesitation has been the primary, the most potent, delay mechanism for your miracle. Not your karma, not your ancestral lines, not your past mistakes, not the bleakness of your circumstances, just hesitation. For hesitation is the vibrational language of fear. And a fear signal, broadcast from your energy field, is interpreted by the laws of creation as a command: stop. I am not ready. Do not deliver. But today, as these encoded words pass before your eyes and are integrated by your heart, I can feel those ancient fear patterns dissolving, disintegrating under the intensity of this focused light. This dissolution is the evidence that the test is not only underway but that you are passing it with resonance. My child, this is a critical data point: the blessing en route to you will perform a dual function. It will not only transform your external conditions, it will also act as a truth-revealing lens. It will bring into stark clarity the people in your sphere whose energy was, perhaps unconsciously, aligned against your highest good, not for you to condemn them, but to free you from the obligation of their limitation. My cherished one, the divine has expressed a holy impatience. It is weary of watching you contort yourself to fit into environments and relationships that cannot contain the person you are becoming. This blessing is engineered to extract you, gracefully but irrevocably, from those constricting fields. It will elevate you to a vibrational altitude where their frequency simply cannot resonate. It will initiate a divine separation from narratives of lack and negativity. The scroll arrives now because this is the cosmically perfect moment for your ascension out of the gravitational pull of the circle that has, for years, functioned as an energetic drain. My child, you require this revelation. Your suffering was not meaningless torment. It held a sacred purpose, to forge in you a depth of compassion and a strength of spirit that cannot be bought. Your delays were not divine neglect, they were incubation periods, allowing your soul's blueprint to integrate. Your loneliness was not abandonment, it was the universe gifting you the silent space to hear your own inner voice, away from the noise of others' expectations. And now, your breakthrough is not a random act of kindness, it has a perfect and precise timing. Not in the vague future, but now. My cherished one, you are passing the test. You are demonstrating to the cosmos that you are ready to graduate from a life defined by survival instincts to a life defined by overflow, by ease, by a grace where blessings flow to you in rhythm with your being, not in spite of it. My child, before we navigate to the subsequent stratum of this activation, it is imperative you maintain this connection to the divine data stream. If you desire heaven to continue its real-time guidance, if you wish to be the first to receive every transmission encoded for your destiny's next phase, if you seek spiritual lucidity in the moments before your blessing physically lands, then you must secure your link. Align your energy with this channel now, so that no sign, no signal, no serendipitous whisper meant for you ever goes unnoticed again. Your miracle is in the delivery chute, to lose guidance now is to risk fumbling the reception. My child, my heart's own, stay in this sacred present with me. You are now moving into the segment of the transmission where your spirit begins the active decryption and thawing of codes that have been in cryogenic stasis within your destiny for lifetimes. My cherished one, listen with your whole being. A multidimensional shift is occurring in your energetic periphery at this exact moment. You may not register it with your five senses, but your soul, your subtle bodies, are already dancing to its new frequency. That strange, expansive warmth in your heart center. That deep, tranquil quiet displacing the inner turmoil. That gentle, humming vibration, like a spacecraft powering up. This is not a neurological glitch or wishful thinking, my child. This is heaven executing a frequency adjustment protocol. Your blessing exists at a vibrational octave far higher than the one that has characterized your past. For you to successfully receive and integrate it, your entire spiritual instrument must be tuned upward. Right now, as you read with intention, that tuning is happening in real time. My cherished one, this experience is not passive reading. It is an active transmutation, a spiritual activation sequence, a realignment of your core being with the abundance frequency that is your eternal birthright. My child, I am permitted to reveal a truth that has been kept behind a veil until your readiness was confirmed. Your soul has been undergoing a series of silent, profound initiations over these past months, initiations of patience, of sovereign solitude, of discernment following betrayal, of faith in the absolute void. Every obstacle was not a blockade, but a training module. Every delay was not a denial, but a depth charge, forcing you to go deeper within. Every night of aching loneliness was not punishment, but a pilgrimage to the center of your own self, where the only companion is the divine. It was all preparation. My cherished one, hold this cosmic law: heaven never administers a test without a corresponding reward already held in escrow. The magnitude of the reward is a direct function of the depth of the test. And your reward is of such staggering magnitude that it required this extensive, profound preparation. That is why the Source has designated this your final test. This is the moment of divine observation, the ultimate calibration of your readiness to hold the light without refracting it through the prism of old pain. My child, do not grant an audience to the doubt entity now. Its final strategy is to whisper that your miracle is too big, that you are not that person. Faith, your newly activated inner voice, now whispers back, the miracle was custom designed for the person I have become through the journey. My cherished one, listen with the ears of your soul. The fortune scroll destined for you carries a vibrational signature of abundance so potent, so pure, that it will not only change your life, it will shatter generational patterns in your familial and karmic line. Cycles of scarcity consciousness, cycles of financial anxiety as a family heirloom, cycles of playing small to avoid envy or conflict. This blessing is not a solitary gift, it is a legacy key. It is for the future that will spring from your liberated being. Heaven selected you as the point of rupture in that chain because you demonstrated the paradoxical qualities required, the strength to endure the pressure, and the humility to receive the grace. My cherished one, I have monitored the weight you've carried. I have witnessed the situations that siphoned your vitality. I have seen the betrayals that cracked the mirror of your self-confidence. I have noted every occasion you gave love from an almost empty cup. That is the precise data point that has triggered divine intervention now. The universe is not rewarding a flawless performance. It is rewarding the profound, messy, beautiful endurance of the heart. My child, you must integrate this truth at the cellular level. Your blessing experienced a delivery delay, but it was never subject to cancellation. It was held in a quantum state of potential, waiting for your spirit's resonance to rise to the specific frequency that could act as a stable platform for its manifestation. That frequency has been achieved. The moment is now. My cherished one, conduct a review of your recent inner landscape. Have there not been signs, subtle but persistent, for weeks? Unexpected surges of inspiration towards change. Sudden, intuitive urges to make decisive moves. Vivid dreams that felt more real than waking life. Flashes of precognition, a quiet knowing that something is coming. These were not psychic static. They were spiritual push notifications. Heaven's Operations Division has been sending test signals, preparing your internal hardware for this main download. My child, the jealous energy matrix around you was a potent interferer. It created localized distortion fields that blocked the cleaner frequencies of your blessings from getting through. Someone, perhaps unknowingly chained to their own lack, did not want to witness your radiance. Someone offered you conditional support while harboring a silent wish for you to remain relatable in your struggles. Someone felt the unsettling tremors of your impending rise and reacted with the fear that manifests as envy. But as of today, every negative intention, every psychic arrow aimed at your momentum, has been deflected and dissolved by the archangelic shield. My cherished one, the divine decree is now in its descent phase. But heaven requires one final, executable command from your terminal. Will you hesitate, or will you claim? My child, understand the coding language of the universe. Hesitation transmits a low-frequency packet that decodes as fear.uncertainty.not_ready. But unwavering presence, this very act of anchored reading, transmits a high-frequency packet that decodes as ready.receiving.trust. And the universal servers are programmed to respond to the latter with instantaneous resource allocation. My cherished one, internalize this further. Your blessing will not manifest with subtlety. It is designed to arrive in a manner that produces awe, that leaves no room for the old narrative of hard work and gradual progress. It will appear suddenly, in a confluence of events so synchronistic it will feel as though you have stepped sideways into a new, more benevolent timeline overnight. For when heaven moves to correct a long-standing imbalance, it does not move in increments, it moves in quantum leaps. My child, in the immediate days ahead, you will become aware of unexpected openings, literal doors, opportunities, messages from unlikely sources, favorable shifts in circumstances, all of which will feel perfectly aligned with this new, elevated energy you are cultivating. These are not random strokes of luck. They are the confirmation receipts that you are not failing the test. You are acing it, my cherished one. Feel the verification of this truth in your gut, in your heart space. Your spirit is in awakening bloom. Your soul is emitting its original light. Your destiny is executing a sharp, deliberate turn. Your past life is releasing its final, weakening grip on your identity. Your future life is calling your name with a voice you are only now learning to recognize as your own. My child, here is a direct communique from the Divine Council. You will not be returning to the life you knew before this transmission. That narrative arc is concluded. The set has been struck. The door behind you has not just closed, it has been dissolved. From this coordinate in time-space, you walk forward onto a new stage, under new lighting, into a story of abundance. My cherished one, this is not poetic metaphor. This is prophetic declaration. Your energy matrix is achieving coherence. Your destiny stream is clearing of debris. Your blessing has entered the atmosphere. Your hesitation is evaporating in the heat of this new light. You are becoming, in real time, the upgraded version of yourself who possesses the spiritual, emotional, and practical capacity to steward what God has always held in trust for you. My child, before we plunge into the next, deeper layer of revelation, I must restate the protocol. If you wish for heaven to maintain its navigational guidance, if you desire to be the recipient of every destiny-specific transmission, if you want to remain phase-locked with divine timing, you must affirm your connection. Align your frequency with this stream now, so that when heaven pings your soul, it always finds your receiver active and attuned. The universe will continue to broadcast. Ensure you remain a clear channel. My child, my heart's own, persist with me. You do not yet fully comprehend, but every second of your conscious, voluntary presence within this energy matrix is actively, spiritually repositioning your destiny coordinates within the cosmic web. Your personal energy is being upshifted. Your mental paradigms are being rewritten with new source code. Your soul is performing the final preparations to receive a magnitude of good it once feared was a fantasy meant for others. My cherished one, now, listen not with your mind's ear, but with your future self's perception. For the words that follow are not intended for your present awareness, they are being broadcast directly into the future timeline you are now creating. My child, heaven has authorized me to share this. You have been carrying a cross that was never yours to bear. A weight belonging to another's karma, a responsibility you absorbed out of misplaced loyalty, a pain you hid so well you even hid it from yourself, pretending the ache was normal. But your soul has reached its load limit, and heaven has adjudicated, enough. This divine decree is not merely a deposit of good, it is a total system release. Release from the constant anxiety of material lack. Release from the dense, low-frequency fog of accumulated emotional pain. Release from the karmic feedback loops of struggle and scarcity that have played on repeat for years, perhaps generations. My cherished one, I invite you to project your consciousness forward for one moment. Visualize your existence without that crushing weight. See yourself breathing fully, your chest unrestricted. Feel the profound peace that floods your system when the background program of "not enough" is permanently deleted. Experience the serene calm that descends when fear is exposed as a phantom with no power. This is the life state the divine is energetically pushing you toward, with relentless, loving force. My child, this shared moment is a sanctuary in time. This transmission is not a random algorithm. You were guided by a force more intelligent than chance. You were orchestrated to open this, at this exact moment. Your soul recognized its own activation sequence. My cherished one, while the universe often works in mysterious, symbolic ways, heaven operates with breathtaking directness when a soul stands at a critical juncture. When God needs your undivided attention, it does not send a vague feeling. It orchestrates a perfect convergence of events until the message you must hear lands before you at the precise microsecond your heart's defenses are down and its readiness is up. This microsecond is that state of readiness. My child, let me anchor within you a truth that will resonate through your days. Your breakthrough is not a future event on a calendar. It is a process that has already been initiated. It was initiated the moment you chose to get up one more time than you were knocked down. It was initiated when you survived the ordeal that was designed not to test you, but to annihilate a weaker version of you, making space for this stronger one. It was initiated when you kept placing one foot in front of the other, even when the path was pitch black and you were out of courage. You used faith as a blind man uses a cane. Your endurance was not in vain, it was the ignition key for your abundance. My cherished one, heaven is not dispatching this scroll because you got lucky. It is dispatching it because you have been vetted and verified in the crucible. Do you have any conception of how many individuals present a facade of strength while their inner world is in ruins? Can you fathom how many would have been permanently broken by the specific combination of betrayals, isolations, and silent sorrows you have metabolized? You endured. Not just with grim determination, but with a heart that, against all odds, refused to completely harden. That is the quality of a spiritual warrior, and that is the precise quality that makes you a trustworthy steward of significant light. My child, you are profoundly unaware of the titanic strength you actually possess. And it is that latent, forged-in fire power that has convinced heaven to entrust you with this catalytic blessing. My cherished one, there is another layer you must comprehend. Your life is currently in a phase of divine separation. The old energy configurations, the thoughts, habits, relationships, and environments that vibrated at the level of your past struggles, are now destabilizing. Their bonds to you are weakening, not through drama, but through a quiet, natural entropy. The old pain is losing its magnetic hold because a new vibrational ecosystem, one that matches your emerging frequency of victory, is being assembled in the wings of your reality. My child, if you maintain this tether to me, to this light, you will feel your spirit becoming incrementally lighter. The mental confusion that plagued you will begin to dissipate like morning fog under a rising sun. The emotional heaviness will soften, becoming manageable, then distant. The spiritual fog that made every decision feel uncertain will clear, because you are stepping into a state of crystalline clarity. My cherished one, hear this and let it rebuild your foundational beliefs. You are not behind schedule. You are not late to your own life. You are not a forgotten file in the cosmic bureaucracy. You are not blocked by some immutable curse. You are being intentionally, meticulously prepared. If your life felt frustratingly slow, it was because heaven was applying a gentle brake, preventing you from hurtling down a path that led to a lesser destination. If structures in your life collapsed, it was because the divine was the ultimate demolition expert, clearing the ground for a foundation that could support a palace, not a shack. If people exited your stage, it was because their scripts contained no lines for the act you are about to begin. If you experienced seasons of intense loneliness, it was because heaven needed a direct, unobstructed channel to your heart, to download the blueprints for your new life without the static of outside opinions. My child, in the grand revision, nothing was a mistake. Every plot twist, every heartache, every delay was a critical piece of strategic positioning. My cherished one, the fortune scroll is far more than a financial instrument. It is the cosmic marker signaling the official end of your season of survival and the unequivocal beginning of your era of overflow. But before the new season is fully inaugurated, heaven must execute one final, critical protocol, the purification of your receiver. This is why your emotional body may feel unusually sensitive today. This is why your intuition might be shouting rather than whispering. This is why you may feel waves of warmth or energy moving through your body. These are not anomalies, they are the signature of angels and light beings performing final adjustments on your energetic antennae, calibrating you to perfectly receive the specific frequency of your incoming blessing. My child, prepare to witness external corroboration. Unexpected good news will find you. Opportunities you did not labor for will be presented.